Ready.
Well, hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm great. Mr. Burkholder,
Yes.
I'm with the Channel 1 TV channel here in town, and I came by today to get some information on what you do here on your farm.
Oh, well, I would be more than happy to tell you if you don't mind. I don't really want to look at the camera. It's my religion.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
That's okay.
Alrighty then. Go ahead, ask me your questions.
Okay. What do you do here on your farm?
Well, we're doing many things here on this farm. We have about 35 head of dairy cattle, and we milk them every night about 6 o'clock, and they're not very good to eat. They're good milk cows, and they expect me here every night at 6 o'clock. And that's actually what I was headed to do now. And we have about, I say we have about 36,000 chickens in the houses around here. We have a little bit of hay crop, and we feed that to our cattle. We got some mums back there in the back of the shop that are really pretty. If you know anybody that wants some good pretty flowers, we've got them. Got plenty of them. Anything else really? That's about it. That's all we do. Work all the time and stay busy and go to church.
Okay. Mr. Burkholder, I'm here to ask you another question. How do you feel about Mr. Perry and his disappearance?
Oh, that's another story there. Well, I don't really know how you know about that, but I thought we'd try to keep that on the down low. But you know, Mr. Perry disappeared about 3 weeks ago. He was last seen on Sunday service. He was a church deacon. He was a very good Mennonite, a good Christian man. Like I said, he disappeared about 3 weeks ago, and until about 2 days ago, me and my friend, Mr. Wrestler, had been working on his fence, and when I got home, I realized I had left my pliers or my tools down there at his fencing area. So I sent my daughter and her younger sister down there, and they came across a hole with a blue tarp on it. You know, that's unusual to see a hole with a blue tarp on it in a field. And they uncovered the hole and found Mr. Perry's remains under it. It was a very bone-chilling experience for my daughter, both of them. And we were actually sitting behind the barn last night, and a storm was blowing in. And the trees started blowing, and the thunder started clapping. And she asked me if I thought Mr. Perry was looking down on us in heaven. I said, of course he is. He was a good man. He was a good Mennonite, good Christian man. He was a deacon of our church, and I believe he was up there with the Lord when the thunder was clapping. I've always heard that was the Lord stomping his feet, praising and having a good time, and just being a good Christian man, just like Mr. Perry was. And I believe he was with him. And the trees got to swing in the wind, and I said the trees were worshiping him because the rain they were about to receive from the good Lord. And I truly believe that's what was going on. I told her that, and I feel like it really comforted her. It really made her feel better about the experience, and not as startling to her anymore. I hope, anyways, that would be a hard situation, especially with Mr. Perry being such a close family friend.
Mr. Burkholder?
Yes?
If Mr. Wrestler is convicted of this crime, how will your church respond?
Well, that's one bit of piece of information I left out. The Kentucky State Police has been investigating with Mr. Wrestler and asking him if he had anything to do with the crime. And, well, I don't believe Mr. Wrestler would do something like that. He's a good Christian man, a good Mennonite. I believe that he was just as good of a man as Mr. Perry was. He was a good friend of Mr. Perry. But, you know, you never know. You can never trust anybody. The Mennonite Christian Church is a good church. We have to stay true to our religion. So, if Mr. Wrestler were convicted, well, we'd have to summon him. We'd have to kick him out of the church, and we'd have to shun him, as we call it. And he wouldn't be allowed to come around anymore. He'd more likely have to move, and it's a big process to get back into the church, and once you break trust, it's hard to gain it back. And it will never be the same, because then we would know that he had hurt one of our church members and hurt the entire church and the community, and that would not be a good thing. So he'd have to be summoned and shunned. Other than that, that's not really about all they would do to him if the Kentucky State Police didn't take him into jail, which I'd say that would probably happen. But like I said, I don't believe he did it, because he says he was in Pennsylvania visiting his terminally ill father up there. I believe that's the way it happened. I believe him until they find different.
Well, Mr. Burkholder, I appreciate your time, and we may be contacting you later, if that's okay.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.